Hey guys, Nicole here. So Trace is going to be right with you guys. We've got some pretty interesting numbers for Colorado Springs for the month of June, so hang tight. He'll get them all to you.
If you are looking for information on buying, selling, managing, or renting a home, we'll show you all the tips, tactics, and secrets that will best ensure your success. So let's get started. Hi, everybody. My name is Trace. I'm with Ashford Realty Group. Real quick, before we get into June numbers for 2021, just real quick, I hope you and your family and friends had a wonderful, patriotic 4th of July this weekend. Hats off to everybody that's served for the country, abroad or even here. So all of our veterans and military services serving abroad and even here, as well as our law enforcement and emergency individuals that are out there and put themselves in the way of danger so that the rest of us can feel safe and have that comfort. So thank you guys. We really do appreciate it. And we hope everybody had a fantastic weekend and that we could celebrate the freedom that we all have, that these people and the ones before them make sure that we have. So thank you guys for that. And hope you guys had a wonderful time. But now, without further ado, let's get right into the real estate market report. So for June 2021, guys, median sales price for a home here in Colorado Springs was $427,000. Now, what this means as far as median price is going to mean the average sales price that sold in the month of June 2021 in Colorado Springs. This is actually up 23.6% from last year. So from June 20 to this June 21, just previous month, 23.6% increase. That's a huge number there that you normally just don't see outside of here recently. These numbers are pretty fair. 20 to 30 is what we're seeing here for the past several months here in Colorado Springs, at least. So guys, let's kind of identify some trends if we can. And there it is. Outside of a little bit of volatility, just a couple months that bounced down, that could be through COVID or some other variable that we may not be considering. I'd likely tend to lean towards the COVID deal. But outside of that, you just see the median sales price soaring up. Now, I will say some good news that we're seeing is from April to May of 21, we saw a 14,000 increase. And then from May to June, we only saw a 7,000 increase in median sales price, which is good. We're kind of leveling off. We're expecting an increase most every month just because of the supply and demand. But when there's not those large, huge increases like that, it's a little bit comforting to see a steady rise versus, an extreme blitz to the top, if you will. So what can we see from a broader picture? So a 5-year trend. So we're going to take the last 5 Junes. So going back to 265. So look, just going back from June of 2017. So if you purchased your home and you were in the median sales price range in June of 17, you would have been at 265. Guys, today that'd be 427,000 as far as the average. Again, we're just working with the average median price. But if you bought in the median price, in June of 17, you're looking at a difference at 427. That's significant. So again, you can see these previous years, the increase from year over year, pretty much stayed within a certain range. And then you can see this extreme, I wouldn't say extreme, but, certainly a higher increase from 20 to 21. And guys, this has been just about every month this year, if not every month, and even latter parts of last year. So inventory has always been our issue here in Colorado Springs. The secret is out about Colorado Springs. We are definitely like a tourist-like destination without tourist pricing. And of course, with all the different chaos in other states and everything, Colorado Springs just draws more people. So last month, so for June of 21, we saw 980 homes listed and 1,408 sold. Now, I know those numbers look inverted, and forgive me if I'm going to repeat myself here from previous reports, but in case this is your first report you're tuning into, let me explain that. These aren't inverted. These numbers actually come from the MLS, so the local MLS board. And these are accurate. Now, as far as why they're inverted or look inverted is a lot of times you'll have listings or homes that were listed in maybe the previous month and that didn't sell until the current month or, until June. So for example, it was listed in May and then turned around and sold in June. So therefore the listing showed up in May, whereas the sale showed up in June. Now you can pretty much expect you're going to have, that's going to continue on, to where it'll pretty much even itself out. So the other variable that we have, and more than likely what we're seeing here, is going to be new builds, because here in Colorado Springs, production builders, they don't even scratch the dirt now until they have a contract, which is just strictly supply and demand. They just can't even keep up with it. So this isn't anything malice or anything on their part or that they're doing. This is just, the simple fact of trying to keep up with the demand that they have. In fact, a lot of them have waiting lists houses and everything for new developments that are opening, and they just can't get the trade work and the materials and everything here quick enough. So more than likely what we're seeing here is the larger portion of that is where a builder did not list the home, but then after it sold, it went into the MLS as a home sale. So the good news is we have accurate data as far as the sales, which is going to be extremely important. But with the listings on those new builds, you just don't see those listed because they don't even scratch the dirt until they have a contract. So guys, let's look at any kind of trends that we can see here. Guys, this just looks like a hot mess right here because we're showing so many more sales over listings. And that, again, is probably going to be our new build inventory that's just selling but not being listed. And you got to think we have, several production builders and several good production builders that actually put out a good home. And so that demand just keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. So 5-year trend, guys. So we're looking at, again, it looks inverted. And I know it makes it look like everything's skewed or the data is inaccurate. It's not inaccurate. It's just the fact that we just do not have enough supply for the demand we have here. So you can see that each, previous year, the listings and the sales, they say within a certain amount, and the listings, always more listings than sales, just not the case the last couple of years here. All right, guys. So I think you guys would know this answer by now, just with our short little conversation in this market report. But let's explain how we're going to get to this. So how can we tell if it's a seller's market or a buyer's market or even a balanced market? Well, a seller's market is going to be 4 months or less. So if you have enough inventory to last up to 4 months, then you're looking at a seller's market. If you have, inventory that would go, 5 to 6 months, you're looking at a balanced market, and then 7 plus, definitely going to be a buyer's market. So you can see right here, 1.0 would represent a month, and you can see our month supply of inventory is 0.7. So we're just shy of 3 weeks inventory. So this most certainly is a seller's market, and I think you guys already knew that. But that hopefully give you some information and some detail there. Prices are still going up. So if you do currently own a home in here in Colorado Springs, congratulations, you have an asset that is performing really well. I would venture to bet that it would challenge crypto or stock market or whatever else you're doing as one of the best assets you can have right now. If you're looking to hang on to that asset, but you still need to move and you're looking to rent, we have some additional numbers you're welcome to reach out to, and we can certainly provide that information for you. But if you're looking to sell, or even if you're just curious about the home value, put a link down below for the instant evaluation report. You'll love that. Now, granted, we're going to go ahead and send you guys a full report afterwards. We won't worry about contacting you if you have questions. We're not looking to hassle you. You're welcome to reach out and let us know how we can help. But if you do submit one of those instant reports, we're just going to follow up and send you one of the a comprehensive report just so you have real data. And why I say that is, this estimate is going to be way off. Our instant is a little bit better. Some of the others are better, but they're not going to be perfect. None of them are. To include ours, just because those instant reports are just pulling past public data. Well, it takes a little bit for that data to reach public sources that they actually pull from. And because of the pace of our market right now, there's no way those instant reports could give accurate data or information. In fact, you'd probably be shorting yourselves, or it'd be a little less exciting to see those reports than it would be to see the actual report and the actual data. So this way, we always follow up with a comprehensive report. But if you do have additional information, feel free to reach out or questions or anything. We're happy to help. Meanwhile, we'll have some additional links and resources down below. In the meantime, guys, cheers.